Morning, folks. New week, new adventure. New shite in the newspapers. Right, first up, I have to make a correction thanks to DJ Marcy Moo. Because, folks, as you know, I've only got 3 hours to do this stuff in the morning before we go live. So, a speed read in case there's anything I've got to do a correction on. Now, I said that on the abortion lobby thing, that Lennon and Mackay were American. Was my mistake? They're no American. Okay? So, as you know, folks, especially those who watch me in the truck, when I make a mistake, I come back and I say I made a mistake. But sometimes these will happen because I do speed read, and some of these stories I've got to do some background work into. That's why I speed read them. And when you've got 12 stories to cover in 3 hours, you've got to go at a hell of a rate of knots. So if I make a mistake, like DG and Marcy Moo, if your understanding the story is different from mine, and you think I'm wrong, send me a message. Because I will go back over the story. And I will look at it for you from the perspective you're coming from. So if you're right, and you think I'm right, fair dues. Now let's get let's get Facebook on, Bob. But thanks DJ Marcy Moo, as I say. It wasn't a story that I was really that interested in, so that's why I suppose I just out the tap it, you know. The mix up between the lobby and Vance's comments on the lobby. So they say correction. Alright, come on. That's better, that's Facebook on board. So as I say, I don't mind making corrections when I've made a mistake, folks. Right, let's get this underway. Andy Truck Davey out the truck at home in his office in Salford, North Lancashire. Where it's overcast, dry, warm, 10 degrees. Not bad for towards the end of February. That's the weather here in Salford, North Lancashire. You want to know what it's like where you are. Look at your rain, bloody windy. Right, we have a guest with us today because I've got something to do this afternoon, so I can't be there. My mistake, I should have said on Thursday, but I didn't know about it until the wife told me, because that's how it is with me. Sarah remembers where I've got to be and when, and I just go on with the rest of my life. So let's bring in today's guest. Now, I have to point out that David hasn't seen the headlines. He hasn't seen the papers. And because this is a fast format, you know, he's only getting a chance to react to the headlines as I put them up. Okay. But I'll have a wee bit to say on them as well, because obviously I've done a bit of background work on them. Good morning, David.
Good morning, mein Obergruppenführer. Sorry, that's German. I've been watching the German elections too much of the weekend. Right?
I haven't watched them, I know, David. I was hoping to comment on them this afternoon, actually, but as you know,
they're really nice and interesting. And the way their parliament works is very, very similar to the Scottish Parliament.
Yes.
So we can discuss that at other times.
Right. So, you've not seen the headlines. Now this, as I said, this is a fast format, so keep it brief. Alright?
Yep.
Right, first up this morning, the Scotsman. Let's put her up. Nope, that ain't it. The usual stuff, go to find the fucking thing. Here we go. Right, PM unveils 200 million boost for future of Grangemouth. What do you make of that, David?
Is that including the other 100 million that they didn't send?
That way, aye, but it also says unions cautious as Starmer hails generational opportunity. Folks, pie in the fucking sky. Pie in the sky. Anybody want to buy a GB energy company? That's what this is. Pure bollocks. And it's no to save Grangemouth. It's no. But we'll get that in the next headline. Or a couple of ways. Next up, we have the Rancid. I don't put the Daily Record up. And it goes with Starmer's 200 million to save Grangemouth. Let's make this clear, folks. Right, David, that's the headline. What do you think?
It saves nothing. It saves nobody. These guys that have got their blooming their redundancy notices through, They just want to receive. They want to keep their jobs.
That's
And
right.
I want a fucking refinery still in
That's
place for
the point of
Scotland.
this headline, David, and that's the point I was going to make with this headline. It's a false headline. It isn't to save Grangemouth. It's
Yeah.
supposed to be for just transition and retraining these 400 workers. Problem is, it's no 400 workers. It's 2,000, 3,000, 200 workers. Because there's 400 at the plant losing their jobs, and there's
Yeah.
2,800 in the supply chain going to lose their fucking jobs.
Yeah, no, the cafes and bits and pieces run about. You name it, they're all gone. You know.
As I say, the economy of Grangemouth will collapse. But as I say, false headline, that's not to save Grangemouth. Right, the loony right wing rag the Express, I'll put it up, as is my wont, if I can find it. Here we go. PM's 200 million for Grangemouth, but is it too little, too late?
It's a right wing newspaper commenting on a known editorial nonsense. So it shouldn't even be there. Shouldn't even be there. They shouldn't even be commenting on this whatsoever. Yeah. So
Well, anyway, David, the point is it too little, too late? It's nothing at all.
it's
None of
absolutely
it will materialise. Now, David, we've seen what happened. We're old enough to remember, along with the audience, what happened when the Zeal, what do you call it, the big steel plant in Motherwell.
Yeah, I know you're talking about. Yeah,
Ravenscraig, when Ravenscraig shut, we've seen what happened. Oh, we'll pump money into the area, we'll get retraining programs up and running, things like that. What happened was you were like a brewery, you signed on, they sent you a wee once a week meeting to learn how to write a CV and send them out to companies when they hired people to pour steel. You know, that was their retraining idea.
Or
a penny of the money will make the economy.
Or the town in Wales that voted wholeheartedly to bring in Brexit, right?
Oh, aye.
What they got a blooming leisure centre. There you are. Mr. Starmer, there you go. There's some. You actually put real money into a leisure centre for.
Well, there's an interesting thing, David. To build a decent leisure centre would cost you between 100 and 200 fucking million. Right, let's move on because we don't have time to mess around. The Herald has, this one's a cracker. We know what's coming for the Herald next week, folks. Glasgow is unique. It deserves and demands special treatment. The Herald is doing a 5-day series on Glasgow. What do you make of it, David?
Dead simple. Are they going to count the rats in London first before they count the rats in Glasgow? Because if they don't, then I've got to say it's not balanced reporting, is it?
Aye, well, exactly, David. It means that the Herald's going to spend a week telling us how shite Glasgow is, how dirty it is, how full of junkies it is, how violent it is, how depressing and wet it is. That's what the Herald's going to spend the week doing. Folks, and the people in this audience, David, will understand. The Herald do these all the time.
I watched a couple on their canal boat in the Forth and Clyde Canal, right? It was pissing down. These two were tourists. They'd hired out a boat to go through to Glasgow, right? Okay. And honestly, they were loving it. They said, you might think we're crazy for enjoying the rain, but this is beautiful. It really is. And you put your head up and you can actually drink the rain.
Don't have time for segues after somebody's fucking boat trip. Right. This is a fast-moving show. Right. All right. The Herald's going to spend the week, take my word for it, David, the Herald's going to spend all week telling us how shite Glasgow is. Yeah. That's what Glasgow's unique for. They're going to tell us it's unique for junkies, dirt, drunks, wet and rain. Okay, let's move on. Murdoch's rag, the scum, I don't ever put it up, right? But the scums go, Sun investigation, fat jab linked to 82 deaths.
Sorry, don't know anything about that.
Okay, I'll tell you the background to it. Wes Streeton is turning England and Wales into an experiment lab for big pharmaceuticals, and they're prescribing fat jabs to people down the road. Now, whether these people were getting it via the NHS or whether we're getting it privately, I haven't seen because I don't read Murdoch shite. saying is this jab that West Street is proposing, given to the population to bring them back, bring the rate down so they're fit for work, it's killing people. All right.
It depends on which one. There's about half a dozen types. Started off with the Ozempic, right? That I was actually on, but I was on it because I was diabetic and we couldn't get the hold of it, right? And to be honest with you, it does make people feel a bit ill. I'm not knowing whether it kills people, but definitely it does make people feel a bit ill. There you go.
Tell you, not interested. As long as they don't bring their experiment and turn Scotland into a fucking lab. Turn the Scottish people into lab rats for Big Pharma. I don't care. He can do what he wants down that road.
We already are, but West Street has been open and obvious of what he's going to do to NHS and everything round about.
They say, let's move on. The Times has. Hard right on course for big gains in Germany.
Yep.
They came second in the election with something like 19%
they're going to get pushed out.
of the popular vote.
Yeah, they're going to get pushed out by a few people sort of joining strength.
Aye, the right and the left apparently are going to come into coalition to keep the hard right out. And right. The other headline is Starmer and Macron unite to send Trump message on Ukraine. As if Trump's fucking listening. Okay, bring that down. Next up, we have the Telegraph. We'll put the Telegraph up. You can give me your reaction to this one, David. Zelensky, I will quit if it brings peace.
Well, all right, okay. I heard about this at the weekend, and Zelensky basically he's thrown himself on his sword to keep his country's sovereignty. He doesn't want to do any deal with Russia whatsoever, right?
Well, that's your take on it.
Yeah.
My take on it's a wee bit different, David.
All right, go on.
I just jumping all over the place here with this bloody stuff. My take on it is that because Trump and Putin are talking about he needs to go so that they can have a deal, he's offering to go. If it brings peace, he's calling the bluff.
Yeah.
He's calling the bluff. Okay then, shows what you've got on the table, and if it's what the people want, I'll go.
Yeah, in actual fact, I read a rather interesting blog at the weekend. It's a chap who's a medicine guy who's Cambridge University and King's College London. That's his education. He's a really well-educated guy, and he reckons that Trump is being played by everybody, literally being played by the whole lot of them, right? And we actually saw a comment at the weekend he gave to a Spanish reporter that said, "Oh, you're Spanish. You're a member of BRICS. I'm going to bring in 100% charges on them, right?" And Spain isn't a member of BRICS. Spain hasn't offered to become part of BRICS, but Trump is saying they are part of BRICS. I think Trump is being misled by his own advisors and all the rest of it. He's been played right the way through.
Probably right. He's not bright enough to know he's being played, but that's a wee bit out there for me, so I'm not going to get down that bloody road.
No, the chap that was doing it. I'll show you if I get a chance later on.
David, don't have time. This is a 30-minute show.
Go. Well,
right. Daily Mail. Kimmy writes to BBC bosses demanding action over Gaza documentary scandal and asks, was licence fee payers cash given to Hamas? Now, apparently BBC did a documentary on the situation between Israel and Gaza.
That's the one they've pulled. It's the one that pulled down.
Did they pull it down? I don't know. I don't watch TV, David. But what I do know is, according to this, a Hamas official's son was involved in the show. Now, the important thing to stress here, folks, is everybody's been told that Hamas is a terrorist organisation. It's got a military wing and a political wing, and they were voted for, and they won a democratic election to take charge in Gaza. There hasn't been any election since. Why? Because Gaza's been turning out a slaughter fucking house, and that was even before what happened on October 7th.
also an opinion that Hamas was actually set up by Netanyahu and his crew.
Yes, I'm aware of it.
Paid for. So at the end of the day, what do you make of that, right? So BBC used to give 400 quid, I think, for an appearance on some of the heavier documentaries. So I don't know, maybe they did. Maybe they did give license payer money, but that's what they do. They're broadcast.
I don't know anything about that, David. I don't watch the television, as you know, so
yeah.
I don't know anything about it. But if the guy was being paid, so what?
Yeah.
But as I say, this is quite important. This is propaganda stuff. Because, I mean, we are being told that everybody who voted for Hamas or everybody who's involved in Hamas is a bloody terrorist.
Yeah, I know.
Hamas is a political and military organisation. A bit like it used to be in Northern Ireland where you had Sinn Féin and the IRA.
Yeah.
And we have to get that into perspective, folks. All this bullshit has been rained down upon us. Hamas is a political party with a military wing. Think Sinn Féin, think IRA.
Yeah, all right.
Think very similar cause on a much greater scale.
Yeah.
Now, the eye has, what's the eye got for us today? The bloody obvious, actually. So we'll stick it up and give a reaction to this, David.
All right.
Labour's plan for 1.5 million new homes under threat from skills shortage.
We talked about this months ago, right? We talked about this actually shortly after the election, where what's her face, Blondie, what do they call her? The deputy. She was talking about 1.5.
Angela Rayner, David.
Yeah, that's her. That's her. And at the end of the day, we're not gonna be able to get people off the jobs building the £1 million houses.
Anyway, 1.5 million houses was never going to happen.
Yeah.
And by the way, folks, just so you know, it's an England-only story. Because Wales and Scotland have their own planning and their own house building programmes through the default settlement. So 1.5 million houses in England isn't likely. And as the Scottish government's building here, they're not able to poach builders from Scotland because we're already building here.
Yeah.
You know, they've already got contracts that keep them going. Like if you take Crudens, the Glasgow company, I don't know if it's still going, but when the housing stock in Glasgow was being updated, Crudens actually did that exclusively for the Scottish Government and Glasgow City Council. So, you know, but they say 1.5 million houses, skill shortage, we spoke about it a while ago.
Yeah.
Now, let's see what the Nationals got for us today, David. Here we go. Let's put this right, put it onto that one. No, wrong man, that didn't bloody well help. Let's stick on to that one. It's their energy week, so they're doing a week concentrating on energy, the National, right. And 200 must be only the start. 200 million must only be the start. Starmer's speech.
We take this 200 million is for the Grangemouth thing, which is a load of nonsense, and I really do hope that the National are pointing that out, that it's absolutely rubbish.
Oh, it is nonsense, David. 200 million to say price of a sports centre, price of a hotel, price of quarter of a hospital. It's not a lot of money, and what they're talking about is turning Grangemouth into a green energy hub. Grangemouth for a green energy hub? No. We're supposed to already have that in Aberdeen. As I said earlier, anybody want to buy GP Energy? You know, we were told that was going to create thousands of jobs. We were initially told it was going to be an energy generator. Then Starmer had to slap Sarwar down and tell him it's not going to be an energy generator. It's going to be a fucking hedge fund operator, or a loan operator, or a grant operator. You know, it's just mere pie in the fucking sky.
Plus the fact it's going to take 20 years to get it up and eventually running. Whereas I can assure you, we get independence and we have a Scottish public-owned energy company. I assure you, it'll go at that. Whereas GP Energy will do that.
So hold on, we'll put this up because as I say, David, I don't watch television. The kid's only 13 and he's shown a camera crew how life is after the ceasefire. It's a harrowing watch, but Badenoch and Co. don't want you to see these people are human. Thanks for that, Paul. As I say, if it hits the tube, I'll see it, but it's a new thing. I haven't seen it. I'm not likely to see it. Hi, Casper. So, I say I don't really know the story. What I do know is that the fact that Badenoch is actually trying to get into the BBC about it's an absolute disgrace. You're right, Mark. GB Energy isn't anything more than a brass plaque, if anything.
Any Badenoch, we know fine well, are trying to out Reform UK.
So's Labour.
Like that. So is Keir Starmer.
Right.
Keir Starmer's trying to out Reform UK. Something like that.
Right, the other headline in the National, David, the smaller headline was that Anas Sarwar says even if there's a pro-independence majority, there'll be no referendum after the 2026 election.
Which he said, Herr Obergruppenführer, what do I say this week, right? And it was actually at the conference that we said there's no way that we'll get a Scottish referendum.
Oh, David, you've got to get the tone right. He's telling people as if he's somebody important that there will not be. The mere fact that his gaffer in England said that before the 2024 election that he wouldn't allow a Scottish independence referendum, it doesn't fucking matter. It means nothing.
There's something that Tam is on about. Our pal Tam, SITV Tam, says on our own channel. And I was reading this morning. He said UDI, do it UDI. We talked about it in the past as being a bad idea, but UDI is going to be the only way we can go.
UDI comes after a vote.
I know, but the thing is, though, we can have UDI before a vote if a vote's not allowed.
David, listen, I've already explained this at the weekend. I made a short on it. We already know the route out of the union. It's never been hidden for us. We send a majority of SNP MPs to Westminster on a manifesto to dissolve the union. That's it, done. Humza Yousaf made that clear. They brought him down. Robin Cook made it clear to Thatcher back in 1989 when he changed the claim of right to the form of government that we choose, as opposed to, he didn't actually change the claim of right, he added a new claim of right in here. And that was the Scottish people had the right to choose the form of government that suited them best, along with the old claim of right where we get to dispose of the fucking king and replace him with whoever we like. So the route to independence has never been hidden. It's never been hidden. That's why when Humza declared, give me a majority of MPs, I'll call it. The unionists didn't start saying, no, you can't. They just went into a fucking panic. Because that is the route out. It's always been clear.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I'll look at this and I'm a bit jaded now at the leadership of the SNP. And we need
so anyway, let's move on because we still have the fun bit of today's the Indie Truck Davies show to cover, and that is Alistair. This one's for you, mate. It's Boffin Day. It's a Boffin Day, Alistair. You love a Boffin Day, so you do. So here we go. The Star. And this one's for you and all Mulligan. Terminator Terror. Bots batter boffs. Tech nerds losing livelihoods to AI machines they built.
And they will do. In actual fact, there are very, very few of you that will not be directly affected in your job by AI. We know that.
But it's brilliant, bots batter boffs. See, Alistair and me, we like a boffin day. So if you look at the comments, you see Alistair's got boffin time and big smiles because there's nothing better than a boffin. But the main idea that these stupid nerds are putting themselves out of a job with the machine.
Are you calling me a stupid nerd?
What?
Are you calling me a stupid nerd?
No, I'm calling these guys that invented AI stupid nerds. They just put themselves out of work, made themselves redundant, along with lawyers and all sorts of other bloody people. Advertisers, all sorts are going to go out of business because AI will be able to do it. The fact that these are, I mean, it's a bullshit story. It's a star, obviously. Cracking front page. Terminator Terror. Bots batter boffs. Fucking can't beat it. Can't beat it. That's a star headline.
We know that you have a personal beef with AI. We know that.
I don't have a beef with it at all. I just recognise that the monkey that created it is no clever enough to create it.
Doesn't matter. The monkey that created it is only going to take it so far. Then it takes itself.
So we can see the boffs are suffering now. It's putting the boffs out of work.
Yeah.
There you go. So that's what I said. The monkeys that created it are just no fucking clever enough to create it. But now they'll get the building blocks in there. It's creating itself. And it's made the boffs that created it fucking obsolete.
Yeah.
Pull the plug right now.
Yep.
Pull the plug on it right now. The other thing is, they tell me the fucking things learn to lie. In fact, you've told me the things learn to lie. Definitely pull the plug right now.
Of course it can lie.
There you are. It just proves my point. The monkeys that made it are just too fucking stupid.
If lie, then you'd be looking at it and go, you're not very intelligent, are you?
That's what I'm saying. The monkeys that created it are just too stupid to know what they've done.
Yeah.
And that's my point about the monkeys who have created it not being clever enough to have created it in the first place.
Look, you could say the same about the boss that invented the nuclear bomb, worked on the nuclear bomb before taking it out to Japan and doing the ridiculous thing they did, right? At the end of the day, it's like they were told by several people, look, this could actually ignite the atmosphere of the world. And still they carried out the test.
As if they care. As if they really care. But
no,
AI is just... Never mind the substance of it. Never mind the AI.
We've got to try it in the name of science. And right now in Canada, this should really worry you, right? They have actually created another star inside a vessel. And if it ever manages to get outside that vessel, that's the problem. So, but they'll do it in the name of science.
I've done a lot of solid things in the name of science, but didn't want to get too much into the substance of it, David. It's a whole story on the star. You know, it's a bit of fun. And thanks very much, Shiva Dog, writing with brush, writing number 1 on a piece of paper. Hey, maybe want to show Donald Trump how to do it with a brush instead of with a Sharpie. Anyway.
I wouldn't be Trump, but the Spain. Oh, you're from Spain. They're part of BRICS, right? Okay. I'm gonna to all BRICS countries. I'm gonna put 100% sanctions on.
Right, you're having a segue again. Concentrate on the headline. It's a Bob day. It's a great day. You don't watch this show, David, so you don't get it. We all love the Star as the last paper of the day because it's always something stupid. Yeah. It's always something really stupid.
It was a headline like Terminator Terror. Bloody hell.
Oh, it's brilliant. But there's been a whole series of them.
Thank you, Duncan. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Duncan. Right, folks, that's the 30 minutes run. Very hard to keep David in check for 30 minutes. You know, normally it takes an hour to get a show done with David. So you did well this morning, David. But you do have this tendency to go off in segues.
So, would you want me any other way?
No, I wanted you to comment on the bloody headline.
Yeah, my Obergruppen Führer.
Right, 30 minutes is up. Folks, the show's not on the 7th, as I say. I've got an appointment, which Sarah reminded me of this morning because I don't ever remember these bloody things. That's what Sarah's for. She's my diary calendar.
They're going to check if he's actually got a brain inside that.
You know, if it wasn't for Facebook, I wouldn't remember when my fucking birthday was. Right, that's it for the day, folks. I'll be back tomorrow morning to do it all again. I'll leave this one out the door until Thursday, alright? Bye, David.